Thank you all so much for joining us this afternoon on very, very short notice. Thank you, Josh, and to our team, our comms team, for setting us up. Obviously, important and emergent times call for emergent measures. So thank you all for joining us. Today, we were devastated to learn about the closure of the local operations of International Paper. Um, I want to say at the beginning, first of all, to provide some historical context for you. My comments will be generally um, regulated and generated towards the Savannah Mill, but there are two mills affected, the Savannah Mill and the Riceboro Mill in Liberty County. I will deal primarily with the Savannah Mill of International Paper, and I'll allow my friend Mayor Chris Stacy of Riceboro to deal with the aspects of the Riceboro Mill. Just for historical um, context, the Savannah Mill of International Paper was built in the 1930s by the Union Bag and Paper Company, which later became Union Camp, to help create jobs and to ease the impact of the Great Depression. Union Bag moved from New Jersey in 1935 and called Savannah home. Union Bag was acquired by International Paper in 1999. They have been uh, one of our premier employers. Generations of families, uh, fathers and grandfathers and great grandfathers have all called International Paper home in one of its many different names. Certainly, folks have been able to buy their homes. They've been able to go to college. They've been able to live a life. They've been able to draw a retirement because of International Paper. Two of International Paper's Savannah plants purchased water from the city of Savannah. The IP Savannah Mill Container Board in 2024 purchased 12.8 million gallons of water a day from the city of Savannah. They had a 2024 groundwater permit of 13.47 million gallons of water per day. In Port Wentworth, the IP Kraft Pulp packaging facility there in 2024 had 14.6 million gallons of water a day, and we don't know of any groundwater draw there. The closure will remit an estimated 26.3 million gallons of I&D treated water back to the city of Savannah of the approximately 50 million gallons of water that it produces each day. Additionally, the groundwater permit remittance will allow additional permits to be filed for more groundwater drawing. It's been said that at the height of its existence in the 1950s, the Savannah Mill employed more than 5,000 people. 5,000 people. We've learned this morning that International Paper is closing two Georgia paper mills by the end of September. The IP, the Savannah Mill Container Board, will lay off a total of 792 employees, and the International Paper plant in Riceboro will lay off about 300 employees. There have been different variations of the numbers. We know at the end of the day, it's over 1,000 people between Savannah and Riceboro who will lose their jobs at the end of September, and that is that bottom line. International Paper is selling its pulp division to a private equity firm called American Industrial Partners. We're told it's for $1.5 billion to focus solely on its packaging business. IP will write down the assets of the mills by $570 million, and they will spend $158 million on the severance packages and other closure costs. Because I know y'all going to ask us this, we did not know about this until this morning. We got calls this morning from the leadership of International Paper and from our partners, and they told us of the formal announcement. International Paper is our largest water customer, but more importantly, uh, it is a way that Savannahans make their living. These are folks that have jobs. These are folks that have mortgages. They pay rent. They have car notes. They have student loans. They buy groceries throughout our community. And imagine if you came to work and you thought you were with a strong employer and you were just told all of a sudden that in a month you don't have a job. So we recognize the hugely emotional response that people are having to this. Certainly for those who have served at International Paper, that they feel the end of a legacy is going on. And so for us, it's always about people. It's always about making sure that our people are all right. And I've been on the phone throughout the day with our partners, really talking about how we're able to uh, to bring some positive closure to this situation. Um, Water is one thing. We'll assess the impact of our water, but we're really talking about the people impact. And so for us, the benefit that we have here in our community is that we have more jobs right now than we have people. And we have been working in a very regional way for quite some time through the Savannah Economic Development Authority, through the new RISE board, of which I serve on, through being able to bring the assets of the Savannah Technical College together. And so we are used to working with each other. And I'm submitting to these folks, our residents, our neighbors, our friends, our families, we will not let you down. And so we're finding ways after International Paper assesses, who might want to go somewhere else within their network, who might be able to retire, and they assess who's actually in need. I am predicting that we will be holding a huge job fair with all of our partners throughout this community who are looking for skilled, professional, tenured employees to join their workforces. And so we're looking forward for this community coming together. You know what the moniker of Savannah Strong is. And that means when things go down, Savannah rises up. And that is what we plan to do for our neighbors, for our friends, for our families, and their families as well. This is a pivotal moment. We could not have predicted this would have happened, but it has happened. And since it has happened, our reaction to this, how we react, how we respond in this moment will define exactly who we are. So that ends my prepared comments. Again, questions related to the Savannah Mill and IP specifically will have to be delegated to them. I'm only talking about this city, the Savannah Mill, and what our response is and how we're feeling at this moment. So Josh, if you will.
Yeah. Any questions? I don't see any hands up. Do we have any questions?
No questions. Thank you very much. I don't think there's any questions.
Evan, go ahead.
Hey, Mayor, thanks for your time. I'm just wondering if you could maybe flesh out a little more what the implications would be of losing a major water customer like this. I know, y'all have expansion plans at the I&D plant. Does losing a customer like this impact that? What are the implications of this on the waterfront?
Well, again, this is still very, very new to us, Evan. We just found out about it, so we're really, we didn't. This came out of nowhere. We just did not have any idea this was going to happen. So we're assessing what this all means to us. What we do know is that we have a less drawn out aquifer. We know that, as a good corporate partner as International Paper was, there were environmental concerns associated with that. So we're assessing all of that, and we'll make sure to let you know once we're able to determine what that is. As far as I'm concerned, in terms of our expanded I&D plant, that continues on as scheduled. It does give us the opportunity, again, as I said earlier, to extend new water permits, since we will now have a significant less draw than we've had before on our water resources.
Anyone
Anybody
else?
Going once. Going twice.
Greg, go ahead.
Mayor, thanks for taking time out for us today. You're a person who sees the glass half full on many situations. Is there a positive thing that you can see for that space, that land, that building that you could foresee possibly attracting other businesses and other industries to that part of the city?
Greg, I think it's a little too early for us to really talk about that. We don't own the land. IP still owns the land. They'll have some type of operation there. We don't know necessarily the extent of it. Ultimately, after 88 years, that land has some level of contamination. So I'm sure it'll have to be some assessment of the land itself to see what it could be used for. Again, beyond the fact that these valued employees are losing their jobs. IP also, was an environmental partner in our community. And so if there was a benefit at all in this, it would just be that that whatever damage or whatever concerns were to the environment might be nullified a bit in the context of this. But I think our main and major issue is, again, about the people that are affected. The glass half full is that we have a community, A, that is mobilized and ready to help. B, we're used to working regionally. We're already working together. And C, we have more jobs than we have people. So I'm hoping this community will create a way that, everyone, before the holidays come, has a place to go.
Evan, you had a follow-up?
Yeah, thank you. You mentioned you predict that there would be a very large job fair. Is that something that you see the city as playing host in or a partner in?
I do. I see the city of being a convener. The reality is the city is an employer too. We have 2,600 employees. And so there are opportunities there. But more importantly, the city has space that we can use to help bring people together. I've spoken with School Board President Roger Moss today. Obviously, they're affected because they teach the children of employees. And again, so they have a stake in that as well. And so we're all going to work together as a committed team and committed unit to find ways to be able to help. It's the Savannah Mill, so whatever role we can play in leading the charge of bringing people together, then we want to do that.
Jeff?
Good afternoon, Mr. Mayor. This is Jeff Alney with the Associated Press.
Yes.
Have you talked to anybody with the United Steelworkers today about this, since I know that they represent some of the employees at the mill?
No, sir, I have not spoken to anyone with the steelworkers. I have spoken to management at the Savannah mill. Understandably, I think they were just as shocked. They were literally, I think, devastated by the news, and they were trying to get their emotions kind of in check to help to, tend to the needs of their employees. But to that end, I think, if the steelworkers want to help partner to find their members other placements, we would welcome them to the table.
See no more questions? I think we're all good. Last call.
Finally, again, I want to thank you all for coming out on such short notice, but we wanted to make sure that we reassure our community, particularly those that are affected, that we're all in this together. And certainly employers, when we make the call out and we create the opportunity, if you have jobs you need to fill, we have qualified, tenured individuals who might need those opportunities. So we're looking forward to coming to the aid of our residents, our business partners and friends to be able to create a situation that is mutual beneficial. We hope to make lemonade from the lemons that have been given to us. Greg?
I apologize, Mayor, for the last question. And I don't know if you had mentioned this. Do you have an idea of how much this, maybe you've mentioned this before, and if you could you repeat it, how much of the tax, this means of a loss to the tax base? Give a dollar figure?
I don't know. Well, I think the closing of the mill doesn't change the ownership of the mill. The taxes are the taxes. So I think, I'll get that answer to you, but I would believe that because the mill has not been sold, the fact is it's still owned by International Paper, we want our money. Now, they would not draw as much water. So that is another impact that we'll have to be able to assess. But as you all know, I think I'm doing my presser on Monday this week. If we have more information, if you have questions for Josh that I can hit upon, or we can try to research by my Monday morning presser, then we'll make sure to get that out to you. So,
city council member who temporarily serves as mayor when his actual mayor is unavailable.
who is that?
The backup.
Greg, you changed your voice.
Not I, sir.
Oh, okay. Anybody else? All right. Well, thank you all again so much. And again, when we push out that information, as our media partners have always been so gracious, we would love for you to go ahead and help us push it out as well, so that everyone that knows about it, needs to know about it, knows about it. Thank you all so much. Thank you for being Savannah Strong.